jamais prêts. Faudrait pas répéter dimanche matin. Ouais, non. Tu crois?
Nous sommes de Salle, nés sous le signe des Gémeaux. Mi fa sol la mi ré, mi fa sol et do. Toutes les demoiselles ayant eu des amants égaux. Mi fa sol la mi ré, mi fa sol et do. Nous fûmes toutes deux.
So today we make the recipe with the mask. What do you think about that? No? Yes? No?
I can hear you with that.
Do you like my mask? It's a very brand new mask.
Very brand new.
Very brand new mask from Jones of Borum Hill. Go see that. Actually, they do my aprons. They're the one who did my aprons. I have several of them. I love the aprons. And since they don't do so much aprons, they are making masks. And look how elegant they are. Very simple. Steven has one too. Hi, Steven. How are you?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
Yes, you good?
Yes.
So, welcome everybody. It's raining again in New York City today. It's grey, it's cold, it's depressing, but I am in a good mood because today we make something I like very, very much, which is the crème caramel. And I don't know why, I thought crème caramel was extremely French. I had this idea, but it's not. If you look at crème caramel, there is different kind of crème caramel all over the world. In Spain, in Japan, in South America, even in Middle East, there is a different kind of crème caramel. In Europe, in America, and each one, in South America, I said South America, yes. And each one has a different recipe, but the base, it's always the same. So, we need sugar, milk, cream, eggs, a thing like that, vanilla beans or vanilla powder extract if you don't have vanilla beans. The ingredients will be on the recipe later, and a few accessories like this bowl, a small bowl like that, and we can start. So I made this week, how many crème caramel I made this week? 7?
Yeah, 7, 8.
7, 8 crème caramel. So I started at the beginning of last week to look what would be the best crème caramel I can find. So the first one I found was a woman from Algeria, and she was making a very, very simple crème caramel, and with really the taste of the crème caramel we can have at the cafeteria in high school. And Steven didn't like it.
No.
Right?
No.
So I tried another one, and another one, and another one. I changed that, I put more eggs, more this, more that, more sugar, more... And finally, yesterday was last night. And last night, we tried one, and he loved it. So, let's make the one he loves, right? Are you ready? So first, the caramel. The caramel is going to be on the bottom of the crème caramel in the thing like that. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you. I'm going to do it here, but you can do your crème caramel in a cup if you want. You can make your crème caramel in a little bowl like that. You can make your crème caramel in a glass like that. You can make caramel everywhere because you're going to
Dump it out?
Out?
You're going to dump it out?
Dump it out.
Yeah.
Dump it out. You're going to dump it out. And because I go back to the French thing, and because I thought he was French, I choose French music today. Why say tonight? Because it's a show.
Cloudy.
Yes, because it's a show. And I choose French music. Oh, what's the title of the film? I forgot. Not Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, Les Demoiselles de Rochefort, which is a movie from Jacques Demy. It's a musical movie, very French musical movie, and with songs I love. Okay, we are ready for the caramel. In a saucepan, your sugar, a little bit of water on it, like that, and coffee.
Oh.
Yes. So the caramel is very easy to do. The only thing you have is to mix the sugar and the water and just let it cook. But you have to keep an eye on it all the time. So first thing not to do is to use anything to melt the sugar in the water. You melt the sugar in the water just like that. You mix it. And hop, back here.
So it's on high heat?
Yes, high heat. Because the sugar and the water needs to cook. So you know, caramel, there is, I don't know, I think maybe 15 different levels of caramel, from the lighter one to the very, very dark one. So what we want today, it's, yes, pretty dark. And the caramel, if you cook it too much, like it becomes very dark, it becomes bitter. Not sugary at all, and it's very, very strong. So you see, it's boiling slowly, and you do that. Make sure that the sugar is well mixed with the water, and you let it boil. And actually, you are going to check just the color of the caramel. The color is going to change slowly, slowly, from, you see, little brown here, brown very, very clear, and it's going to get darker, darker, darker. But at one point, it gets darker very quickly. So what do you want is, when the color is exactly the color you want, you have to prepare a bowl with cold water in it. And as soon as the color is good, you're going to take the saucepan and put the saucepan in the water. Just the butt of the saucepan, huh? Not the whole saucepan. What are you smiling? It can be complicated for the beginning. I remember when I started making caramel, it was a nightmare. I didn't understand anything. It was, I said, oh, I will never be able to make caramel. And actually, one day the caramel gets together. I said, oh, wait, fantastic. You see, very easy. Don't try anything else. You boil the water and the sugar. You don't use any spoon to mix all of that. You mix just like that. And you let it get brown.
So approximately how long would this take? Start to finish?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yes, not more than 5 minutes probably. My heat is very strong here, so it goes very fast. Maybe if you have like a regular stove, it will be slower, but it's
Or
approximately
electric stove.
5 minutes, yes. If you have a thermometer, you can use a thermometer, and the caramel, for the creme caramel, it's around 165 centigrade, so which means, I don't know, in Fahrenheit. I will put that. I will post that. So you see, I don't know if you heard the difference, but the sound has changed. Why the sound?
Lower.
No, it's not lower.
I mean, it's like
Because it's getting thicker. It's getting thicker. So you continue to mix like that. Now, the sugar and the water are perfectly incorporated, but you do that. You continue to do that sometimes to make sure that the color is uniform everywhere. And you see how it gets brown very quickly?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
At that moment, and again, remember, I told you many times, use your ear to cook. Look how brown is it now. As soon as the sound change, the color of the caramel is going to change very, very, very quickly, and you can
Oh, yeah,
burn
you can
it.
see it around the edge.
Yes, you can see. But you can see, yes, you see the edge. That's why you do that. You see how dark is it?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, when you're going to remove it here, it's continue to cook. So make sure, you see?
It's getting dark.
Now it's really dark. And I think it's absolutely enough. And hop in the water.
Did it go too dark?
No, that's okay.
Good.
Yes, maybe it didn't go a little bit too dark, but it's okay. It didn't burn.
It smells a little burnt.
No, it smells caramel. Caramel smells good. No, look. No, it's good. Now you wait until there is no more bubbles. And it's going to get thick, very hard, very quickly. So, sorry, Steven. Sure. You come here and you pour some caramel in the bottom of your glass or your pan where you're going to make the. You make sure it's, whoops, it's, yes, be careful, it's extremely hot. Very, very hot. Okay, you see? A thin layer on the bottom, like that. And maybe in a couple of minutes, everything is going to get hard like that. Good?
Yes.
This is done. Put that here. Now, up, ready for that. So if you use a vanilla bean, use a half of vanilla bean, that's enough. Whoops, oh, it's a little bit dry. Yes, let's do this one. You open it in the center. Oh, my vanilla bean is very dry. I kept it open. And you graft it like that to get the, how you call that inside?
I don't know.
Yeah, mine is it's dry. It dried. Probably because it's maybe old, it's been in the, let me check if I have another one. Yes, I do have another one. Don't throw that in the garbage. I'm going to show you something. And this one is soft, yes. So half of it, you open it in the center, like that. Okay. Here. Okay. And you get this. You see, you empty it nicely. There's no more inside. And what you can do with that, you fill a jar with sugar and you throw that in the jar, like that. And after a few days, not even a few days, the same day, after, you will have natural sugar flavored with vanilla. And it's delicious. For your baking and for everything, it's perfect. Voila. Up, up, you come here. Then you put the, let's put the eggs. 3 full eggs. Oh, with one hand. Oh.
So impressive.
I can do that. Yeah. Up. Okay, 3 full eggs. 6 yolks. Actually, the yolks is 135 grams. It's approximately 6. It depends the size of your eggs, but keep the white, yes, because you can make meringue with that. And actually, next week I'll release a video for our friends from Fad Market. They were supposed to have their event at the Invisible Dog next week, but of course it's postponed, so I'm making a recipe for them and it will be meringue. You will see it's very easy to do, very simple. And you don't need so much eggs. You can make 20 meringue with only 2 eggs, 2 white eggs. Up. Et voilà. So again, depends your eggs. How big are your eggs? But if it's like large regular eggs, it should be something like 6 eggs. 6 yolk. Okay? Mix that little bit. So it doesn't need to be mixed too much, because what you don't want is to create a foam on it, because if you create a foam, a lot of air will come in your liquid like that, and that means your crème caramel will have holes inside when you cook it. Okay, you add the sugar up. You just mix the sugar. Have you seen my new whisk? It's coming from my mother-in-law, Debbie. Hi, Debbie.
Hello.
The cream, the milk, and now you mix all of that nicely. I have discovered something also, is that if you let it sit, this liquid, overnight in your fridge, the day after it will be a little bit thicker and your creme caramel will be very, very dense, more than if you use it like that. I discovered that during the experiment of this week. The one yesterday was actually like
Oh,
that.
we have to do that today.
That's why it was like
Yes.
strong, yes. Okay? Let it sit a few minutes. You have 2 ways to cook your crème caramel. First way, in the oven. Second way, and that's what the Algerian woman was doing, you steam it. So I just use thing like that, the basket with the lid. You boil the water. If you want to use the oven, it's okay, it's fine. You turn on the oven at 250, maybe, low. The last thing you want is your crème caramel to boil, because again, if it's boiling, it will be the same that when you whisk it. If it boils, it creates air inside, like that, and there will be holes in your crème caramel. You don't want that. Okay? When this is done, you strain the crème caramel. Like that. Up. Why? Because you see what you get?
What is that?
I don't know the name in English of that. It's what's between the yolk and the white. The little white thing
I have no idea.
who make them together. It has a name. I don't know. I don't know the name. And also, if you have some shell of the egg here, they will disappear in the strainer. You don't have to go and find them. Up. You see? Now it's perfect. It will make it smoother. Smoother. Remember, if you have questions, you can ask Steven. Voilà. Look at the caramel now.
Oh.
It's hard. And the caramel, when you cook it in the oven or with the steam, is going to melt again. Okay? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something like that. It will be easier. Whoop. Don't forget, on the bottom of your bowl there is all the vanilla. So take the vanilla back. No, look at the caramel. Look at the nice color of the caramel. It's not burned. It's like really amber. It's perfectly amber. It's exactly what we want. See how nice is it? If it was burnt, it would be really dark. You see with the color here? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so now up, you pour the cream in the container, not all the way to the top, but almost. Here. Voilà. If you cook it in the oven, you may need a special thing like that. This one, which is a food one, is not compatible with the oven, so it won't burn, but it just melt. So you can use foil paper. If you use steam, this one is perfect. You cover. Oops. Voilà. You close it really well, like that. Then you go back to your steam. So you see, here the heat is very strong. You can stay here.
Oh, okay.
And there is a lot of steam. It's boiling. We don't want that. Now the water is boiling. You're going to go low. Because again, if there is too much steam, the heat will be too strong and the cream is going to boil. So, and you put that here. Or you can put several cups or glass in it. You cover and you go for at least 30 minutes. Same, it depends how big is your container. If you go in the oven very low, it can take an hour and a half. How do you know it's cooked? Because let's say a little bit later, you disappear up like that. And you come back with the cream cooked. Magic, no?
So how did you know? How long it took?
So this one yesterday took like something like 40 minutes, maybe, to cook. And it's very easy to check. There's two ways to check if your crème caramel is cooked. The first one, when you take it out from that, but you won't see it, and you shake it like that, it will be
Jiggly.
what?
Jiggly.
Jiggly, but the jiggle,
Yes.
but the jiggle will stop immediately. So it must be jiggly just in the center, okay? And when you do that, it jiggle, but it stopped immediately. That means it's cooked. The second option, with a knife, you just put the knife like that, and if the knife comes back dry, with nothing on it, that means it's cooked, okay? So now, like that, take the nicest plate you have, with a knife. You cut all around, like that, like this, and like this, and oh, and you go very fast. And remember, there is liquid in it. It's supposed to be liquid. It's always a surprise. I don't know if it's good or not. Maybe it's not, but there is liquid on the bottom. So make sure your plate is not too flat, or don't use something like that, or use something when the caramel is going to stay. Where is it? Oh, here. Okay, you make that, and it's not going to fall immediately. So you just do that, or even like that, and look. Et voilà, your crème caramel. So you see, this caramel was lighter yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
We had darker yesterday, it was a little bit darker now.
Yes.
So don't use this caramel to top, because if you do that, it's going to get hard. But maybe I will tell you in the recipe how to make liquid caramel with this caramel.
Oh, and Florence wants to see inside the thing.
Florence
To see what it looks like.
wants to see, yes. Come. So you see, it's very low. There's not so much heat. Steam, sorry.
So like that will take like 30 to 40 minutes? roughly?
That will take, yes, maybe a little bit longer. But at 30 minutes, what you can do is that. Come here, Stephen.
Oh.
At 30 minutes, you see, you shake a little bit. Well, here it's very liquid, but you shake it like that, and you see, if it's jiggly in the center and it's stopped immediately, it's good. If not, go back. Okay, do you want to try it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's try it. Oh yes, it's very thick.
Oh yeah.
Yes? Like yesterday? Or lighter than
Almost.
yesterday? You mean yesterday was thicker?
No, yesterday was creamier. It was had like a little like, it was almost like consistency of
So,
softened ice cream.
it's because the one yesterday stayed overnight in the fridge. So,
Yes.
the consistency, but it's still very good, no?
That's what it looks like.
And then you can play to decorate that. Do we have? Yes, we have 2 minutes. Let me show you something. Your caramel. Take it back on the oven. I'm going to show you something. Something very simple to do. So the caramel is very, very hard now. Okay, like almost like glass. So we are going to melt it again, but not too high this time, because we don't want to burn it more. We just want it to melt.
It's pretty high, the flame.
It's medium. Yeah, it's medium. I want to go fast. I don't like to spend
Okay.
too much of your time. Let's look at this one. You see? Do not hesitate to open it and check. Sometimes you see the steam. Be careful, Steven.
Yes.
You see the steam is very, very low. There's not too much steam, just enough. Make sure to not put it too. Here it's medium low. Make sure to not put it too low, because if it's too low, it won't cook. Hop. See, it's melt again. I stop it. Allez, that's fun. I'll say always, and be very careful with the caramel, because you can very easily burn your fingers, or even if you leave the spoon inside, it's very hot. You see? And now you're going to wait a little bit to get a little bit thicker. And what you can do is you can make decoration with that. Too liquid. Yeah, I do that to cold, to make it a little bit colder. Colder. Yes, less hot. Then it will be easier to work with. And you know what you can do with that also? Actually, I don't know how you do that. You can wax your legs with that. Florence must know that, no?
Oh, like sugar waxing, or?
Yes, yes, it's caramel. It's very Middle East. That's the way you wax your legs. And your arms. And everything.
Or any part of your body.
You what? Yeah, any part of the body, yes. Ow! You see?
Burnt yourself?
Very hot. It's coming. If you go on YouTube, you can see like there is people, they are doing that all day long. They make decoration with caramel. It's pretty amazing what they do. Like to keep the caramel at the perfect temperature to be able to work it, and they make like almost canvas with caramel, with things. It's really impressive. You see, it's getting thicker a little bit more. Allez, let's try now. It's too liquid, but a little bit too hot. Let's do it again. No, it's hard.
I know, I'm touching it.
You can cut your mouth with that. I'm waiting like, yes, now it's good. Now it's good and hot.
It's a little dark though for the decorations. No, usually it's
Yes.
lighter.
Yes, maybe you can make it lighter, but you let it dry like that. And when it's very cold, it's getting hard, and you're going to remove it from here. Hold on a second. And you can make that with anything you have, like for this one, for example. See, put it here. But, oh. Ah. This is stressful to do live, very. Maybe too liquid. What? Oh no, I broke it. Let's try this one. Too sticky. Let's try again. So you see, it's a lot of practice. I don't have so much practice for that. I do that just sometimes. Yes, that's good. Voila, you see? Now it's perfect. Let's try. This one is going to bother. No.
Is it sticking to your hand?
No. Hop.
Oh,
You
yes.
see? And you can make like tons of shape like that. Let's make another one. This one. But you see, the temperature of the caramel must be like perfect. Then you can work it like that. Here we are. Look at that. You can make like long sticks like that. Look. You see this one? How long is it?
Oh,
Oh!
it's an antenna.
Can you see it on the video? Yes. On the camera? It should be messy. Look. Is it nice? Is it nice? Oh no, I broke this one.
Very nice.
That was nice. Voilà. Allez, last one. Oh.
It's very long.
Oh, look at this one. Like a fruit.
Fly fishing.
Yes. You can even do that. Look. Oh.
Oh.
No, what do you think? You see, this one was too thick. Can be too thick. Has to be like pretty light. Hop. Et voilà. This one can be here. Go here.
Like a little bug.
Yes. And this one here, like a earring. Oh, look, this one almost looked like a heart. It's for you.
Beautiful.
Et voilà. So before trying the caramel like that, practice. It needs. But you see when you serve that, it's pretty nice, no?
Yes.
Good. Perfect.
It's good.
Thank you very much. 30 minutes. Perfect. See you Saturday. Saturday we make a tiramisu. Also very simple, basic tiramisu. Easy to do and then you can adapt to yourself. Thank you very much. If you have questions, remember to ask the question on DM. Saturday it's 11 a.m. Will you be here, Steven? Yes.
Always.
Thank you very much.
What are you making on Saturday?
Tiramisu.
Oh, you just said that,
I
right?
just said that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you everybody. Bye bye. Have a nice week. Ciao.